we're not mucking around today. We're really not. The whiteboard is pretty much full up. Well, it's quite spaced out, but there's a lot to get through. We've even got some green marker there just to really highlight the point so I don't forget it. So it catches my eye and my periphery. I'm going to try and talk to you. When I do that, I'm looking at my whiteboard. So, yeah, it's pretty packed today. Normally I'd stretch this stuff out, milk it a little bit, probably get 4 videos out of that. Not today. Look, we've got a game, to be fair, and by the time, I can't leave this to 2 or 3 days' time. The news is changing so quickly. I'm going to fly through it, and then I'm going to pause and spend a little bit of time on some of the important bits. Look, let's get straight to the point. We called it. You called it. I called it. We got the poppycockomometer out. We said Dominic Calvert-Lewin, poppycock. Absolute poppycock. We called it. And we were right. We were just guessing, of course, but it didn't seem right. Well, I say we were right. I think I'm speak for us both if I'd say that we called poppycock on that West Ham would sign him. And West Ham won't sign him. So the board had quite a lot to say. There were a lot of leaks yesterday, and basically head sources, big HP source, Big Daddy source, top sources at West Ham United said yesterday that actually there had been an approach about Calvert-Lewin, but it's about him wanting to come to West Ham. We didn't approach Everton, so Everton have appointed an agent to basically pimp Calvert-Lewin around, all right? And anyway, we said no. No, thanks, but no thanks. We turned it down. So I guess the poppycockomometer was right. He's not signing for West Ham. But honestly, he is being hawked around everywhere, is Calvert-Lewin. This is why you got the green marker pen. 130,000. This is what he was offered to us for. £130,000 a week would have made him our top earner, as I understand it, by £5,000, and £37 million. £37 million. I mean, it's been a long time since he was a prolific goal scorer. I just thought, what a cheek, what absolute liberty to ask for £37 million for this player. It's just, who's going to pay that? Nobody's. Look, West Ham aren't going to pay it. We know that. No one's going to pay it. I think he might even have 12 months left on his contract, Calvert-Lewin. I like him. When he's fit, he's a decent striker. Nice guy. Dresses nice. Older stuff. Nice teeth. Right? But not £37 million. That's for sure. Well, I guess they can ask for £37 million. I mean, anyone can ask for. I could ask for 50 grand for this mic muff. A man can charge whatever he wants for his muff. Doesn't mean anyone's going to pay it, right? Does it? They ain't getting it. They are not getting that. Anyway, it deserves no more comment at all. Apart from, we'll do one more thing. I want to do this now. I want to do this right now before the news gets old. Alexander Sorloth. We've discussed him before. I'm calling poppycock. I'm calling poppycock on Alexander Sorloth. That's it. Done. We are not signing him. The poppycockomometer is out. We are not signing him. There's not a shred of truth in that. At one point, we're going to do something, and I'll look very, very silly. Hey, I look silly anyway. I was just holding up my muff a second ago, wasn't I? Even that doesn't get much sillier than that. Okay, let me tell you something else. Edson Alvarez swap deal. What are you talking about, Gonzo? I hear you ask. Well, the Daily Express yesterday ran with a story that if West Ham really wanted Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they like the old double-barreled surname, Obi-Wan Bissaka, if we really wanted him, then we'd have to hand over Edson Alvarez in exchange. I don't think it was a direct swap. I think they were going to sweeten the deal, so they give us some money and Wan-Bissaka and we give them Edson Alvarez. Again, the club were asked about this and they pretty much said no, and they said he's injured anyway. He's going to be missing for the first few games of the season. So that's no chance, not happening, forget about it, right? Simple as that, right? Anyway, so that's that one. Now, what it does make it really interesting is if you're going to go and look at the stuff that was happening yesterday with N'Golo Kanté. There's quite a story to this N'Golo Kanté stuff, but if you were to maybe believe in the conspiracy that Edson Alvarez was leaving, you might then allow yourself to think, well, hold on a second, is N'Golo Kanté going to be Edson Alvarez's replacement? That would play a similar role, right? Anyway, apparently that's not going to happen. But the club, top sources, big sources at the club, top men or ladies, they decided to tell us that actually it was a bid for Kante. Not just that, there was more information that came with it, which was we've been working on this for a few weeks. What? Really? So, I mean, that would mean that the club were working on it before he started playing really well in the Euros. Anyway, so there's lots and lots of rumours abounding about that stuff, but it does appear that it was a genuine attempt to sign the player, and apparently talks are still ongoing. I'll tell you in a second about talks that appear to have stopped, thwarted, and also a very unsubtle comment by Mohamed Kudus, which we'll discuss in just a second. Before we do, can I please point in the direction of today's video sponsor? It's Surfshark. Who is Surfshark? They're a VPN. Why do you need a VPN? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. You need a VPN to keep all your stuff private, to keep all your stuff secret. And I don't mean the secret naughty stuff like looking... I've lost... Where's my muff gone? Where's my muff? It's gone. Don't know where it's gone. I think Hey, there it is. I don't mean like secret things like your muff that you don't want people to know about you on the internet. Wholesome stuff, normal stuff, like using your bank. You don't want people to know your bank details, do you? So yesterday, there was a massive old hack-up on Microsoft and stuff like that. I don't exactly know what happened. The VPN protects you from all this sort of stuff. You're going to cover your PIN number when you use an ATM. Use a VPN if you're going to start using a banking app on your phone or on your laptop. The other thing it's going to allow you to do, particularly pertinent today, if you are in a situation where you cannot watch content from another country. So, for instance, today, Dagenham and Redbridge, West Ham, they're playing. It won't be streamed on all over all countries. You might click onto YouTube and it will say, you've all read this, right? This stream is not available in your country. You get a VPN, you can say, I'm actually in the United Kingdom. Very, very sneaky stuff, actually. All perfectly legal and all perfectly above board, and we're going to give you 4 months free with Surfshark. Surfshark are brilliant. I've been using these guys for 3 years. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose. You don't like it, you think it's crap, get your money back. Simple as that, really. Anyway, there you go. But it's 4 months free anyway. It doesn't really get much better than that. But don't take my word for it. Just check it out yourself. Go and do your research. Work out why. Ask if you really do need a VPN. I think you'll quickly find out that you actually do. Bit of cyber security for you. Anyway, what else have we got here today? Todibo. Oh, honestly, I'm not even sure I've got the energy to discuss it. It was hot. Hot, by the way. Todibo. Where do I start? Right, okay. It seems like the truth. We like the truth. The truth has come out on this one. West Ham had an agreement with Nice, the Frenchman's club. He was going to come to West Ham. Julian Lopetegui, we spoke about the schmoozing yesterday. Spoke to him. All hunky-dory. He was going to come to West Ham. And then Juventus announced their interest. At that point, he said, I don't want to go to West Ham. I want to go to Juventus now. But, cheeky bit is that Juventus didn't have the money to get him. So Nice were a bit miffed. They were pretty annoyed with this turn of events. They said, no, you've got to go to West Ham. Juventus ain't got no money. They're skint. Absolutely skint. I can't even afford Gonzo's muff. But anyway, so that was it. Couldn't be done. So here's what's happened. Basically, West Ham were going to go, you know this bit. West Ham were going to go and schmooze him again. Go on, I'll come back to West Ham. But remember the winger, Argentinian winger? Juventus has been trying to flog him to West Ham all season. Matthias Solé, good player. Trickster, very good. Well, it turns out that actually it might have brokered a deal with Roma, a fellow Serie A side Roma. So it looks like they're going to sell Solé to Roma, and then they're going to use the Solé money to buy Todibo, which means Julian Lopetegui doesn't need to schmooze him anymore. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. But the agreement was there. The player had agreed to come to West Ham. No, he doesn't want to. But I've read your comments. I've read what a lot of you have said. We don't like this, do we? We don't like it. We don't like it when a player rejects West Ham, like Michy Batshuayi. Do you remember him? Wasn't interested. We kept on going back. And you're sort of shouting at whatever you're shouting at, your phone, your laptop. You're basically shouting at your device, but you're shouting at the club. He ain't interested. He's not interested. Youssef En-Nesyri. I always say it wrong. I'm sure I say it wrong. Doesn't matter. You know the guy I mean. Sevilla striker, Moroccan striker. We tried so many times. It doesn't get much more clear than him saying, it was at Sevilla, I'm happy in Sevilla. I've settled here. I've just bought a house and my kids are happy at school. I mean, that's it. You're stopping, aren't you? Most people are stopping. We don't go, I don't have a couple of grand a week. He didn't want to come, and it's quite funny. Now, he might want to come. We say, no, it's all right. You turned us down 3 times. Forget it. So, Todibo, no thank you, I think, is the general consensus. Before we go, now we've got a match today. A match, doing a watch-along over on the main channel. Go and watch the watch-along. Can watch the watch-along. And watch the game in the comfort and the warm bosom of fellow West Ham fans. Let's talk about I won't say that. Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus instead, shall we? Now, what he has said yesterday, he's a classy operator. He's a damn fine player, by the way. What a player he is. Here's what he had to say about Julian Lopetegui. It's not what he's saying, it's what he's not saying, okay? Now, you'll have to excuse me because a lot of this, I've got my screen is behind it, but I sort of got a lot of duck behind the camera, so I'm not sort of ducking out the way. I'm not getting out of your way, but I have to sometimes crank me neck to be able to read it. Anyway, that's what Kudus said. He said, Lopetegui's style is how I want to play, how I want to attack as a winger. And there's lots of freedom, which allows me to do that. This is how I'm allowed to play. It's important that I'm allowed to play how I want to. Wow. He has different tactics and different styles, but we're all working together. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it, really? I want to attack, he's going to let me attack. I'm just going to let me play like a winger. He's going to allow me to play how I want to. Blimey. I think we can all read between the lines there. What he's saying about last season. Anyway, I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be nasty. Far from it. Far from it. Anyway, looking forward to the game today, aren't you? I'm sure you are. It's be a little bit fitter, a little bit sharper, maybe a little bit more is going to be revealed to us in terms of, I'm sure the shape will be more or less the same, but players will be a little bit more acquainted to it, a little bit more accustomed to playing in the new style. And I'm looking forward to it. I am. I think there's been a few of the players that have, had another little bit of fitness under their belts as well. I don't think the international players are not back yet, are they? Of course, which is fine. Interested to see what he's going to do at right back. Actually, is he going to persist with Kadua there? That's going to be interesting to see what he does. Maybe he'll try something else out. We need a right back, don't we? Oh, almost forgot. Carl Walker-Peters might be back on. Anyway, there you go. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on. I haven't got a bloody clue. Enjoy the game today. I'll catch you later.